If you're looking at a messy space right now and thinking, I don't even know where to start, so you just leave it. This is for you. That feeling where everything needs attention at once, and the more you look at it, the more overwhelmed you get. It's not just you. It's what happens when your brain has too many decisions to make at the same time. In this video, we're not trying to clean everything. We're just going to reduce the number of decisions, start with one small area, and make it easier to move forward. You don't need motivation for this. You just need a simple place to begin. If you're ready, pick one small spot near you, and let's start there. Don't move around the house yet. Just stay where you are and pick one small spot you see every day, a corner of your table, a chair, or just one surface that keeps collecting things. Not the whole room, not even half the room, just that one zone. Because the moment you try to do everything, your brain will push back and you'll stop before you even start. The goal here is not to finish. It's just to make that one spot a little better than it is right now. That shift sounds small, but it changes how your brain reacts. Instead of seeing a huge task, it sees something doable, and that's what gets you moving. So don't overthink it. Pick the spot, stand in front of it, and commit to just working on this one area. Once you do that, you've already passed the hardest part, starting. And when this one spot feels lighter, it becomes much easier to keep going. Now, before you start deciding what to keep or throw away, don't do that yet. This is where most people get stuck. Instead, just start sorting. Pick things up one by one and ask a much easier question. Where does this belong? Not, do I keep this? Just, where would this go? If it belongs in the kitchen, put it in one pile. Bedroom, another pile. Living room, another. This works because your brain handles simple sorting way better than big decisions. When everything is mixed together, it feels chaotic. But once you start grouping things, it becomes clearer and less overwhelming. And you'll notice something pretty quickly. You're moving faster, and you're not getting stuck on every single item. That's exactly what we want here. Build a bit of momentum first, make it feel easy, because once things are sorted, the next step becomes much more obvious and much easier to act on. Now that everything is a bit more organized into groups, don't jump into the hard decisions yet. Start with the easiest ones. Look for anything that is clearly trash or clearly doesn't belong there anymore. Things that are broken, empty packaging, random papers you don't need, the stuff you don't have to think twice about. Just take those out first. This step is important because it gives you quick wins. Your brain gets that small sense of progress without effort, and that makes it easier to keep going instead of feeling stuck. You'll also notice that the space already starts to feel lighter, even though you haven't made any difficult decisions yet. That's the point. Reduce the pressure first. Once the obvious stuff is gone, what's left is much more manageable. And from there, it becomes a lot easier to deal with the next group, the things you actually want to keep. Now look at what's left and find the items you already know you're keeping. No hesitation, no debate. You've already decided they're just in the wrong place. Things like something you're currently using, a book you're reading, or items that clearly belong in another room. These aren't clutter, they're just misplaced. So instead of leaving them there, take a moment and put them back where they actually belong. Don't overthink organizing them perfectly. Just return them to their proper place. This step matters more than it seems, because a lot of mess isn't about having too much. It's just things not being where they should be. And when those get reset, the space starts to feel functional again, not just less messy. At this point, you've already cleared a lot without forcing any hard decisions. But now you'll start noticing something else. There are still items left that aren't as clear. Now you're left with the items that aren't so obvious. This is where most people slow down because every item turns into a question. Should I keep this? And the problem is that question is too heavy. The more you ask it, the more tired you get, and that's usually when you stop. So instead, switch to a simpler question. If this disappeared, would I even notice? It sounds small, but it changes everything. You don't need to analyze the item, you just check your reaction. If the answer is no, or you're not even sure, that's already telling you something. I started using this with random things like old papers, small items, things I kept just in case, and it made decisions so much faster. No overthinking, no long debates. The goal here isn't to be perfect, it's to keep moving without getting stuck. And once you do that, you'll get through this part much easier. But there's still one reason people hold on to things, even when they know they don't need them. This is the part that trips a lot of people up. You're not keeping the item because you use it, you're keeping it because of who you think you might become. So when you pick something up, ask yourself honestly, is this part of my life right now, or is it for a version of me that doesn't really exist yet? It could be books you plan to read, tools for habits you never started, things you thought you'd use more. And it's hard to let go because it feels like you're giving up on that version of yourself. But keeping the item doesn't make that version real. It just keeps taking up space in your current life. What actually helps is being honest about what your life looks like right now. If something isn't being used in your real routine, it doesn't need to stay in your main space. You're not saying never, you're just saying not now. And that makes it much easier to let things go, or at least move them out of the way. And once you do that, there's usually one more signal that makes your decision even clearer. At this point, pay attention to how you feel when you pick something up. If you hesitate, even for a second, that usually means something. It might be that you don't remember the last time you used it, or you're unsure where it belongs, or you're only keeping it out of guilt. Whatever the reason is, that pause is a signal. So instead of pushing through it, stop and ask yourself, why am I hesitating right now? Most of the time, the answer comes up pretty quickly. And if the reason isn't a clear, confident, I use this and I need it, then you don't need to force it to stay. You can let it go, or at least move it out of your main space. This step helps you trust your own judgment instead of getting stuck in overthinking. You don't need a perfect system, you just need to listen to that first reaction. And once you clear those last few items, what you're left with is much simpler and much easier to manage. Now take what you've decided and actually close the loop. Put the things you're keeping back where they belong, and don't leave the decluttered items sitting there for later. Anything you're letting go of, put it into a bag and move it out of your space. If it stays there, it will slowly make its way back. And for the things you're still unsure about, put them in a separate box and set them aside. You don't need to solve everything today. This step is important because your brain needs to see that something changed. When the space is reset, even if it's not perfect, it feels different. Lighter, easier to use, less stressful to look at. And that feeling matters, because once you experience it, even in a small area, it becomes much easier to come back and do it again somewhere else. You don't need to do more. You just need to repeat this process, one small space at a time. Now just take a second and look at that space again. It's not perfect, but it feels different, lighter, easier, less overwhelming. And the important part is, you didn't do everything, you just made it better. That's really the shift here. You don't need to wait until you have time or energy to clean the whole house. You just need a small place to start, and a way that doesn't make you feel stuck. If this helped, just pick another small spot later and repeat the same steps. Keep it simple. Keep it doable. And if you want something to follow along with next time, you can come back here and do it again with me.